The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
An eye-opening new report out today details the inner workings of Hillary Clinton's team, including the revelation that her staff ranked political enemies in a so-called hit list. That list included high-profile Democratic leaders and gave those most helpful to Hillary a 1, while those considered most treacherous received a 7. And wait until you see who earned some of the 7s. Mark Thiessen is a fellow at the American Enterprise Institute and a columnist for the Washington Post. And boy, oh boy, among others, they were not happy with John Kerry, Ted Kennedy, and don't even mention Claire McCaskill, Mark.
Yeah. Yep. No, I know. It's like it's between Christie and Clinton. It's like we've stepped into a time warp into the 1970s. You've got political dirty tricks, and now Hillary Clinton channeling her inner Richard Nixon, developing an enemies list of the people who betrayed her. And as you point out, it's like a who's who of the modern Democratic Party. It's Ted Kennedy, it's Chris Dodd, Bill Richardson, Chris Van Hollen, who hadn't even endorsed Barack Obama, and he's wondering, why the heck am I on the enemies list? And the worst part of it is that the aides were actually gloating over the demise of some of these people, about Bill Richardson being investigated, about Chris Dodd, and about Ted Kennedy's death. They actually gloated about Ted Kennedy dying. Let me tell you, developing enemies lists and gloating over the death of your political adversaries is unbecoming of someone who wants to become president of the United States.
Okay, and to be fair to her, they say it's the staff, and she's not specifically attributed as having a role in this. But let me ask you, because I know a lot of the viewers are out there thinking, don't both parties do this? You worked in the Bush White House.
No, we didn't do anything like this. And look, but they're right that both parties do this. You've got Chris Christie in New Jersey, who's using the power of his power of government to strong-arm people who wouldn't endorse him. And look, Barack Obama did this. I mean, let's not forget, Barack Obama in 2010 said, we're going to punish our enemies and reward our friends. And he actually tried to develop an enemies list. He tried to issue an executive order that would have required anyone applying for a federal contract to expose who they gave contributions to and basically declare, are you a friend or an enemy of the Obama White House? And we know from the IRS scandal, this administration is more than willing to use the power of government to punish its political enemies. So we've got a situation here where the current president of the United States and 2 leading candidates to succeed him are all engaged in Nixonian political thuggery. The big problem with this is not so much keeping a list of enemies, but using the power of government once you come into office to punish people who cross you.
And that's
what Christie
that's
did.
the other part of the list.
And yes. But so that's what Christie seems to have done in New Jersey. That's what Obama has done using the power of government. And so, you know, if you're keeping an enemies list, the implication is that once you come into power, you're going to use it to punish people. Yeah. And so that's the danger of what this is that the current president and 2 leading contenders for his replacement are engaged in this kind of activity.
This is what people their stomachs turn when they think about politics and our elected leaders.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.